Hello, this is Simply Linux, and this is a reply to a comment by Mark. I do apologise about that noise. This is a comment from a comment by Mark, where he said that NVIDIA wasn't installed on the latest ISOs. They are on the latest ISOs, but not in the 09 ISOs. My open box therefore doesn't come with NVIDIA. I do apologise about that. But he said you should have a pclinuxos OS should have a system of where it says, yeah, you can, like Ubuntu has additional drivers and you could download the driver. pclinuxos OS works differently from any Ubuntu's and so on. It's not trying to be a Ubuntu clone, it's not based off Ubuntu or anything like that. But, however, there is how to do this is, you got your card, so I will reload, so bear with me a moment. Let me down now, I've got the updates, I haven't. Oh no, I've done the updates and that icon there just hasn't changed to green. That's fine. Okay, so we're here, and what you need to do is search for dkms, oops. And you can probably hear my little watch having a fit in the other room there. And you can see we have modules for all of these. Now I don't have any dkms installed on my own machine because I don't have any need for third-party drivers. So just for argument's sake, you have an RTL card that is working. Now I've put all these on the ISO in opt thingy because if it comes a case where you are not near a router, I know this sounds silly, but it's happened to me, and you can't therefore download a network driver because you've got no network, you can't plug a cable in to get your Wi-Fi sorted. I put these and the Broadcom here in to a folder on opt, so it can be installed another way, and I'll try and show you that in a minute. But supposing, just thinking, you need a driver outside your repo, outside what the gives you the repo. What am I on about? The kernel. Shut up, Ali. The kernel gives you. Mate, it's not built into the kernel. It has to use an external third party such as NVIDIA does. So there's NVIDIA current there. No, it's not installed on my machine, but it will be on my ISOs. It is on my Trinity ISO for definite. In fact, I will actually prove this to you now. If I go to more applications and VirtualBox Test Media, I choose an ISO file. I'll leave it as that, but I will choose the ISO file, which should be in my home. And there's the Trinity Big Daddy ISO there. It was modified last Thursday. So if I do that and just boot her, I'll show you a way to test if a certain dkms has already been installed. So I'll let that boot. So anyway, back to this one. So you need to have a driver, maybe driver track points to use with kernel like 4.19 or whatever, or so on and so forth, or you need a Wi-Fi driver like one of these. Now these here have been known to cause problems with the 5.3.67 kernels, right? So if you are having that trouble, we do have a test section. If I just go to repositories here, and boom, I've already got test actually in it. So these are the new kernels. These are the newer ones. That's fine. But without the test section, you have the older ones, and I've been told that the BU is a bit problematic, where the kernel, it will install, and you can see here if you click on a module to install, it will tell you what it's used for. It's used for that particular chipset there for that one. There are others here that run others, like this one's for the Yoga laptop. 8112 supports these chipsets, so on and so forth. You get the idea. You can search for that kind of thing. So anyway, we'll nip back over to here just for a minute and let him start up. To install one, just for argument's sake, I'm trying to think of one that won't take a month to build. Something like BB switch, which is the yeah, same works. Okay, for the Optimus, just saying, you just tick that and click mark it for installation, and it's telling me it needs to pull in dkms and dkms minimal. For those on the latest pclinuxos, dkms and dkms minimal will be already installed anyway because of the NVIDIA driver. So I'll click apply. It's download those three, and now what's happening in the background is that it's actually building. After its build processing, it should throw up a window saying what it's done. So we'll go over here. We'll open up a terminal. Oops. Which is Control T, but I'm too lazy. You can actually do dkms status to see what modules are installed. And as you can see, NVIDIA is definitely installed on my ISO. On my latest ISO. So yeah, Trinity does have, honestly, the NVIDIA driver out the box, should be working with the kernel. So I'll scrap that off and close that. As you can see, it's built the driver, and it's install completed, so it didn't actually fail. So if I go to my own terminal, and do dkms status, maybe I do need to reboot. Oh no, sorry, that's my bad, I put a hyphen in. There we go. You can see the PB switch is installed. As I said, it's always best to reboot. I won't reboot right now because I'm recording this. Yeah, and that is roughly how you do that. Now on my latest, on the 09 and later, on my open box, and I'll just open VirtualBox here. On my open box ISO, this is the 09 version, which has been updated all the way from 5.214 up. So it was either the 08 or the 09. I haven't got rid of the kernels, this is just my build. And I sign in. I'm not quite sure whether I got VirtualBox tools installed or not. Well, there's my answer. You'll see that on every one now you will have this readme ODT. Because I don't, okay, so it literally in this open box display made changes with the Wi-Fi, right? So I have installed all the Broadcom, and basically you get the same in Synaptic. This is literally the descriptions from Synaptic of what is there. So once you found the one that you need for your exact device and all this, and it's a bit of a read, I know, but they are there. So it tells you where to go. So you will need to open up a terminal, which I've done there. You can go to CD opt, and I can't remember exactly the folder I put it in. dkms Wi-Fi drivers. I'm going to have to, because in one of my other ones I actually put it under one called Wi-Fi drivers. But anyway, CD dkms. I then need to SU to root because I need root access to install the drivers, right? So you'll notice then in the drivers we've got the Broadcom and so on and so forth. So just for argument's sake, I want to install the Broadcom. Is that, oops, see I can't type today. Touch Sally, get install dkms -3 Broadcom. I'll use tab completion. So there we go, the Broadcom, and we hit enter. Clean install lock for some reason. And there it goes, creating the driver. Now it may file at make clean, it may file at make proper, but that's absolutely fine. And it's building against the 5.3.6 kernel. As the Mako configure's gone nah. So anyway, it's building against the current kernel. And the reason why I want to show you this for, why I like dkms, is because you don't need to recompile a kernel every time you have a kernel update. Now I'll try and show you what I mean. Although this may take a bit of time. So that's done. So I can exit now out of root, which I will do, and cd back to my home directory. And if I do dkms status, I've done it again with the hyphen. What is me with the hyphen? You can see that I actually have NVIDIA installed on this version of OpenBox. In fact, versions going back to 5.2.14 all the way to the present, and the Broadcom is installed. So okay, we'll do at I need to go root again. No I don't. Well I do, but I don't. What I'll actually do is close that. We'll hit Synaptic. And we'll look for search a kernel. This is a different kernel here I can use to one that I haven't already done. Is the testing repo open on this? This is the question. I want to go testing because I know we got a kernel in testing, or should have. Yeah, kernel test. So okay, so where is 3.7? Do I just reload that? Oh no, I didn't reload. I am such a bad lad. Oh, this thing has got a lot of updates. But we'll see now, yeah, kernel 3.7 is there. So I haven't updated this VirtualBox in a while, it's obvious. If I go to status, just for argument's sake, and click upgrade here, we've had all these updates since then. But that is absolutely fine. But what we're interested in right now is kernel 3.5.7, so I'm going to actually mark that for install and click apply and apply. So I'm not actually updating anything, I'm just updating the kernel for now. Kernel updates should be done separately from main updates anyway. So just bear with me while this downloads. It's going to take literally a minute and whatever it says on the clock there, a minute and 10 seconds. Oh, I should actually clean up the other kernels as well, uninstall them. You should always have two kernels when updating. The one that you're using, because you know it's good, because you're using this. And if you're updating a kernel, you get into a new kernel, you absolutely test the pants off it. You plug in all your devices and whatever that I needed to do. And if you want, then remove the old kernel. Don't just remove the old kernel because it's booted to a screen. So we'll let this build. My internet isn't that great, I'll be honest. Although I'm getting 607 today, which is about 3 times what I normally get. So the internet's having a good day with me today. Okay, we're preparing that and installing. just leave that to install. As you can see, it's found all the rest of the kernels and so on for the grub. So we'll come out of that, and we will reboot. And choose the latest kernel there, and I'm going to hit escape. And as you can see, the new driver, the driver I've just installed on the 5.3.6 kernel is now having to build against. So once you install a new kernel with a dkms module, it will automatically rebuild that module against the new kernel, just making it useful. So it's going to have to do this for the Broadcom, which it's doing, and if it installs successfully, it will say, you could just go on. If not, it could say about exit 1. No, that's installed successfully. And we have the NVIDIA kernel building. Now this always takes a bit longer because it is a big kernel, a big file, a big module, as you can imagine. And yes, I do know there are later NVIDIA releases. I think they're in-house testing at the moment for the 345, is it? The 3... I'm unsure. I'm unsure the latest NVIDIA version. But we do tend to test stuff before we just get it out, or if there's a build problem it doesn't go in the repo, so on and so forth. And it could go into the testing part of the repo for people with newer cards to test and so on and so forth. But you're going to tell me, okay, so people don't have new cards, and that is fine, and I will show you in a minute what to do if you have got an NVIDIA card that doesn't meet the spec for the 430 kernel. We still do have the 340 and 390 kernels in another repo that isn't enabled by default on Synaptic, and I will go through with that with you in a moment. So the problem being is with the retro versions of the NVIDIA driver is that they build against the new kernel. So if you are using an older card, you will also need to use an older kernel to build it. So we're checking for new hardware, as it does after a kernel build, and because it's got a new kernel installed, and boom, we're in light flame. So I can now log in as I do, and hopefully VirtualBox tools guest editions will are built against it as well. So I'm just going to have to wait until the screen resizes here. If it does indeed resize. It always takes a while on the first kernel build. On the first boot of a new kernel is what I am trying to say. You can see I've got Steam installed on this. This is because I used this as a demonstration of how to do Steam on pclinuxos. It's not quite that straightforward. Oh, there we go. It's finally built. So we can go to a terminal again, and we can do the dkms status without the icon, and you can see that it is built against all the kernels up to and including the latest. It's there. And yeah, and Broadcom's built there. Anyway, that's how you do external driver builds or install your third-party kernels on pclinuxos. You don't need to recompile unless it's historic. Well, we don't normally do that thing, then yes, you will need to build the kernel from scratch using make modules install. If it's not in the repo. But we cover mostly the Wi-Fi and stuff, and the rest of the stuff is built into the kernel anyway. So there we have it. Anyway, that's what we do. And now I was going to show you one more thing, wasn't I? Let's not forget that. There is a repository, and if I click that one there, you can see I've got two steam powered ones there that they're not ever used, called Retro. And what Retro does, after I reload, is pull in some older. If I go now in compositor, you can see now we got dkms 430, 340, 490, some older stuff. Yeah, older Conqueror and so on and so forth. There are reasons these are there, including the CUDA if you wish, and so on and so forth. They are all in there, but you will need to run probably the LTS kernel if you are going to run a 390 or 340, because they don't really, don't think they build against. Let's try the 390 against the new kernel, but I will test that actually while I'm here. So let me just apply that and apply that, and just let it download. I'm going to pause the download because 41 meg may take a while. I know it's only going to take a minute and 15 seconds. I can bore you to death since then, can't I? Okay. We'll let that do its business. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'll come back when it comes up with any status. Okay, I'll pop back. Not sure what's happening right now, apart from me rolling a cigarette, that is. Haha! So, we'll wait for this to see if anything happens. There is definitely something happening because I see hard drive activity on my little thing here, on my little indicator on the laptop itself. So I know something's happening. But whether these build successfully, I am unsure, to be fair. So, on our latest kernel. If not, you are going to have to use a. Oh, someone's come up the gravel drive there. Noisy car. So, if not, we're going to have to use an earlier kernel for those modules to build. And the modules are long term, so they are still being, they do get updated, as and when the kernel update, we get them really quickly. So if there's any security issues with a long term kernel, we're pretty on the ball. We really are pretty on the ball, especially with security. We was actually first, and this is true fact, we was in before Arch having a new kernel when Spectre and all that kind of rubbish come down. We was the first one to have a brand new kernel ready to install on the go. We beat Arch, we beat Debian, we beat Ubuntu. Manjaro. There was no one fast, honest to God, really nobody faster to grab a kernel down, have it compiled and put on the servers as pclinuxos. It was amazing. Good day that was, good day. As soon as it was dropped, boom, it was on. And that's one thing I really like about this distro, in fairness. If there is a security issue where it is needed, even we don't use sudo, we don't touch sudo, as a rule. It's there in the repo if you want it. This bug came out about sudo not so long ago, where people could gain access and blah blah, root access, because configured sudo wrong, and we had to fix there and then. So okay, this is the part I'm interested in personally. Oh, let me see if I can grab that. Grab it! Grab it! Good lad. Alright, this is not compiling the kernel, blah blah. Cleaning build area, cleaning build tree, installation, install complete. It does build against the new, really? Oh, they must have fixed that somehow. I know it says 29, well no, is it 2019 on that one? Just let me extend this a bit, and let me extend the version. Yeah, we've rebuilt them. Okay, we've rebuilt them against the newest kernel then, or newest GCC. Because before we didn't, I'm not making any excuses, but we didn't, but that is good to know that, yes. Ah, excellent. So if I go to terminal now, dkms status, you'll see that the, this build installed module, this build built between built and installed module on the NVIDIA current there. Oh, difference. Oh, okay. You probably have done that. Warning difference between built and installed module. Okay. It's complaining there because I've just done the 390 when the 430 is actually installed. So that's not a problem, because what we can do is just remove the old one. So because we don't need the new one, do we? If our hardware isn't up to the new one, so we can remove that. dkms kernel. Oh no. NVIDIA, sorry. Current. It's you do this in Synaptic anyway, but I'm just doing it on Finger. It's doing mode even save some space, so it's uninstalling that kernel, uninstalling the module rather, and of course it has to do it for each and every kernel that it was installed on. So yeah, it's going to scroll through a few here because there's about 5 kernels installed. There is no reason to keep 4 or 5 kernels. It's just me being lazy. Okay, that's that done. So if I go to dkms status now, yeah, the 2 Broadcom on the NVIDIA it's only installed on the latest kernel because that's what I've installed it on. If I was to reboot again, just to show you one more time, it doesn't harm, I don't think. And I choose a previous kernel. Let's just, for argument's sake, I've gone all the way down and I just want to use the 214 kernel. Let's press escape here. Oh, and it's gone straight in. It didn't even look. It's building it in the background. Okay, fair enough. Not much I can do about that, I'm afraid. I can't show you the building in the background, but it is building because the hard disk light is flashing. So yes, there we have it. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. This is just a reply to a comment I had, and I thought I'd just not address it, but just say we do things a bit differently. If there is a kernel module out there you want built, sure, give us a shout in the forums and we'll do our best to download that module for you and make it so that you don't need to rebuild it every time you install a new kernel, as that will be a pain in the backside. Anyway, I hope you've liked this video. If you have, give me a thumbs up, if not, thumbs down. I want to thank my patrons, by the way, Red Robbo's Workshop, Rosie, or Rose, and Mitchell Valentino. Thank you very much for your contributions, much appreciated, and I will see you all soon. Take care, be well, and have a very fun Tuesday.